Okay, let's unpack this money. It feels like such a puzzle sometimes, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
Like maybe you're not quite sure where it all goes or you've got goals, but, well, the path isn't clear.
Yeah, that feeling of uncertainty, it's incredibly common. Or just not knowing what the next step should be.
Right. And then there's that whole question of, when do you actually need professional help? And how do you even find someone trustworthy, especially someone local?
But mastering these personal finance basics, it's really foundational. It's key to building security, achieving what you want.
Totally. So today, our deep dive is all about tackling that head on. We're digging into two really practical guides from Penny Nest.
Right. Guides designed to give you a roadmap.
Exactly. First, how to really take control of your money yourself, some clear steps. And second, a guide on finding a financial planner, near me. When is that the right move?
Yeah, and how do you find the right one? Our goal here is to pull out the most useful bits from these sources
So you can walk away feeling, hopefully, more confident, more focused.
and just ready to make some real progress on your financial journey. Really start, building your nest.
Okay, let's dive into that first source then, the Penny Nest Guide on Practical Money Management. It starts by just reinforcing why this is all so crucial.
Well, it's the bedrock, isn't it? It's what allows you to actually reach those big goals, buying a home, education, retirement, all that stuff.
And let's be real, good money management, it just cuts down on stress hugely.
Oh, massively. That alone is worth it.
It's how you build your net worth too, which is, the real measure of building your nest progress.
It also gives you that safety net for emergencies, helps you avoid or at least manage that nasty high-interest debt.
And secures your future, fundamentally.
Yeah, the guide really stresses it's a lifelong skill. The payoff just grows over time.
Okay, so step one, where do you actually begin? The guide says simply understand where you are right now.
Right. You have to become a bit of a financial detective for a bit.
Yeah.
Track your income and expenses meticulously. The source suggests doing this for at least a full month to get a realistic picture.
So know all your income sources, but after tax. That's the key number, your net income.
Exactly. And then categorize everything you spend. Housing, food, transport, utilities, debt payments.
Entertainment, personal stuff, healthcare, all of it.
Yeah. It can be, a bit eye-opening, maybe even uncomfortable at first.
I bet.
But it's essential data. You can use simple tools, a notebook, a spreadsheet works great.
Or there are apps, right? Like Mint, YME, Personal Capital if you're in the US.
Yeah, or Pocket Guard, Wally in Canada. Lots of options.
And tied into this is calculating your net worth.
That's your assets. So cash, investments, property, valuable stuff, minus all your liabilities, loans, credit card debt, mortgage.
So it's like a snapshot of your financial health at one point in time.
Pretty much. And tracking that number, seeing it hopefully go up over time, that's how you really see the progress. You see yourself building your nest. It's less about the flow, more about what you're actually accumulating.
Got it. Okay, so once you have that clear picture, step two is creating a budget, but not like a straitjacket, more like a plan.
Exactly. The guide uses that classic quote, "A budget is telling your money where to go instead of wondering where it went."
I like that.
It's just intentional spending based on the tracking you just did.
The source mentions a few ways to do it, like the 50-30-20 rule. Seems simple.
Yeah, super straightforward. 50% of your net income on needs, 30% on wants, and 20% towards savings and paying off debt. Easy to remember.
Or there's zero-based budgeting.
Right, where every single dollar gets a job. Income minus all your planned expenses and savings equals zero. Gives you, maximum control.
Feels intense.
It can be, but very effective for some. Or there's the envelope system, using actual cash in envelopes for different categories. Very tactile.
The main thing, the guide says, is pick one that actually works for you.
Yes. And crucially, review it. Adjust it regularly. Life happens, your budget needs to adapt.
Makes sense. Okay, step three, setting clear financial goals.
This gives all that budgeting and saving a purpose. Otherwise, you're just tracking numbers, right?
Yeah, what's the point?
Yeah.
And the source recommends using the SMART framework for goals.
Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Makes them concrete, not just vague wishes.
So give us some examples.
Okay, short term could be save $1,000 for an emergency fund in the next 4 months. Very specific.
Okay, midterm.
Maybe saving a down payment for a car over, say, 3 years, or paying off a specific student loan in 5 years.
And long term is the big stuff. Retirement, house purchase, way down the line.
Exactly. And the key is breaking those big goals down into smaller, manageable steps. Makes them feel less daunting.
Yeah. Which leads nicely into step 4, prioritize saving and investing, the whole pay yourself first idea.
Yes, and the absolute non-negotiable starting point here is building that emergency fund.
The cushion.
Right. The guide recommends aiming for 3 to 6 months worth of essential living expenses. And keep this somewhere safe, accessible, like a high-yield savings account, not for investing.
This is that foundational layer for building your nest, right? The safety net.
Precisely. Then, saving for retirement. Start early. Even small amounts add up hugely over time thanks to compounding.
And use those employer plans if you have them, 401k, RRSPs.
Absolutely, especially if there's a company match. The source highlights this. It's free money. An immediate return you just can't beat.
You'd be crazy not to take it.
Pretty much. And then look into other accounts too, like IRAs in the US or TFSAs in Canada for extra tax advantage savings.
Okay, so emergency fund covered, retirement contributions started, then you think about investing for growth.
Generally, yes. That's when you might look at things like stocks, bonds, mutual funds, maybe real estate, where your money can potentially work harder for you long term.
And this is where the guide specifically mentions, hey, if this investing part feels confusing or scary.
Yeah, that might be a good time to think about getting some professional guidance. Maybe finding that financial planner near me.
Makes sense. Because choosing the right investments depends a lot on your goals and timeline, right?
Totally.
Yeah.
Savings accounts for short-term stuff you need soon. Retirement accounts, maybe stocks, for long-term goals where you have time to ride out market ups and downs.
Okay, step 5 is about managing debt strategically, especially that high-interest stuff.
Oh yeah, credit card debt particularly. It can just cripple your progress, like trying to swim with an anchor tied to you.
Good visual. So, what does the guide suggest?
First, list it all out. Who you owe, the balance, the interest rate, the minimum payment. Get it all down on paper.
Then pick a strategy to attack it.
Right. They mentioned 2 popular ones. The debt snowball, pay off the smallest debts first, regardless of interest rate, gives you quick wins, keeps motivation up.
Psychological boost.
Exactly. Or the debt avalanche, tackle the debt with the highest interest rate first. Mathematically, this saves you the most money in the long run.
So one's about motivation, one's about math.
Pretty much. Whichever you choose, the key is being aggressive with that high interest debt. And crucially, stop adding new bad debt, live within your means.
The guide also mentions consolidation, like balance transfers or loans.
It does, yeah. Says it can help by lowering your interest rate, but warns you to be really careful about fees.
And you still need a solid plan to pay off that new consolidated loan. It doesn't just disappear.
Absolutely. It's a tool, not magic.
Okay, step 6, automate your finances. This sounds powerful.
It really is. It simplifies things and builds consistency, takes the willpower out of it sometimes.
Like setting up direct deposit for your pay, automating bill payments so you don't miss them.
And critically, automating your savings and investments that pay yourself first. It becomes effortless if the money moves automatically before you even see it in your main account.
Smart. Okay, and the final step, step 7, is that this isn't a one-time thing.
Definitely not. It's an ongoing process. You have to regularly review and adjust.
Often.
The guide suggests looking at your budget monthly, checking in on your goals maybe quarterly,
Okay.
and then doing a deeper dive at least once a year. Look at the whole picture: investments, insurance coverage, your net worth calculation, and adjust for any big life changes.
New job, marriage, kids, buying a house, all that stuff impacts your finances.
Exactly. Your plan needs to evolve with your life.
The guide also mentions some resources, right, beyond the apps.
Yeah, things like financial education websites, Investopedia, NerdWallet are good examples. Even classic books like The Wealthy Barber or Ramit Sethi's stuff. Good foundational knowledge there.
Okay, so that's a really solid framework from the first guide for managing your money yourself.
Yeah.
But what if things get complicated? Or you hit a wall? Or you just want an expert eye on your building your nest plan?
Yeah, that's exactly the transition point to the second penny nest source. The guide on finding the right financial planner, especially if you're focused on finding someone local near me.
So why even think about a planner? What's the value prop?
Well, they offer personalized advice, tailored guidance. It's especially helpful if you're feeling overwhelmed or if you have complex goals like planning for retirement income or dealing with an inheritance.
And this guide specifically zooms in on the near me part. Why might someone prefer local in our super digital world?
Good question. The source points out a few reasons. Some people really value that face-to-face interaction for building trust and rapport. It feels more personal.
I could see that.
A local planner might also have a better feel for the local economy, maybe state or provincial tax nuances. There's a community connection.
Convenience too, right, for meetings.
Yeah, easier to pop into an office sometimes. Just having that tangible presence, a physical office, gives some people peace of mind. Acknowledging, of course, that virtual planning works great for many too.
Okay, so if you decide, yeah, I want to explore finding someone local, how do you start that search?
Methodically, the guide suggests, don't just randomly pick someone.
Good advice. Where to begin?
Professional organization databases are a great place. They list certified folks, and you can usually filter by location.
Like the CFP board site, letsmakeaplan.org, or NAPFA for fee-only planners.
Exactly. In the US, those are key, plus the FPA's plannersearch.org. In Canada, you've got FP Canada, Advocis, or IQPF in Quebec. Great starting points.
What about asking people you know? Referrals.
Definitely an option. Ask friends, family, your accountant, maybe. But the source adds a big caveat. Always do your own homework. Someone else's perfect planner might not be right for your specific situation or personality.
Fair point. And check in with your bank or credit union.
Worth asking, but go in with sharp questions. Are their advisors fiduciaries? How are they paid? Are they mainly pushing the bank's own products?
Got to be aware of potential conflicts of interest there.
Absolutely. And sure, use Google, but look past the ads. Check planner websites for actual credentials, services, how they charge, online reviews. Take them with a grain of salt.
Okay, you've done the searching, you have a short list of potential local planners. Now comes the really critical part, evaluating them. How do you vet them properly? This is key for building your nest with support.
Number 1, according to the guide, verify their credentials and designations.
You mentioned CFP Certified Financial Planner as a gold standard.
Yeah, it shows broad expertise in financial planning. Others, like CFA, are more investment-focused. CHFC, PFS in the US, CIM in Canada. Different letters mean different things.
And the key is to verify them, right? Not just take their word for it.
Yes. Go to the website of the organization that issued the credential. Make sure it's current and legit. Crucial step.
Okay, second big thing. Understand how they get paid, their fee structure.
Critically important. This is where potential conflicts really show up. The guide outlines the main models. Fee only is often preferred because they're paid only by you, hourly, flat fee, maybe a percentage of assets they manage, AUM, no commissions.
So their advice is less likely to be swayed by product sales.
Generally, yes. Then there's fee-based. They charge fees, plus they can earn commissions from selling products. They have to disclose this, but the potential conflict is still there.
And commission-based.
They're paid mainly through commissions on the insurance or investment products they sell you. The incentive alignment can be tricky there.
So you absolutely have to ask directly, are you fee only?
Yes, and how exactly will I be charged? Get the fee structure clearly explained, preferably in writing, no ambiguity.
Third crucial point,
Yeah.
confirm their fiduciary status.
Mhm.
This sounds important.
Paramount. A fiduciary is legally obligated to act in your best interest, putting your needs ahead of their own at all times when giving advice.
Not just sometimes.
No, all the time. Ask them point blank. Are you acting as a fiduciary for me in all aspects of our relationship? Get that confirmed, ideally in writing too. It's fundamental for trust.
Okay, what else should you assess?
Their experience and any specializations. Does their typical client look like you? Are they experienced with people in your life stage? Young professional, nearing retirement, small business owner? Do they specialize in areas you need help with?
Like maybe navigating stock options or planning for special needs.
Exactly. Ask about their typical client profile. And finally, before signing anything, check their regulatory record.
See if they've gotten into trouble.
Basically, yeah. Check for disciplinary actions or complaints. In the US, use FANRA's Broker Check or the SEC's IAPD site. In Canada, check with your provincial securities regulator or the CSA National Registration Search. It's public info.
Wow, okay, that's a thorough vetting process. Many planners offer a free initial consultation, right?
They often do. And you should treat that meeting as your interview of them.
Not the other way around.
Right. The source quotes Ben Franklin, "An investment in knowledge pays the best interest. Investing time to vet your planner properly is exactly that."
So prepare questions beforehand.
Definitely. Cover their qualifications, services, philosophy, fees, fiduciary status, how the client relationship works. Ask about their regulatory disclosures like Form ADV Part 2 in the US. Be prepared.
Okay, so let's say you've done all that, you've chosen someone, you engage them. What does working with a local planner typically look like then?
Usually starts with a deep dive discovery process. They gather all your financial info, but also talk about your values, your fears, your real goals for building your nest. They need the full picture.
Getting to know you, not just your numbers.
Exactly. Then they'll develop a customized financial plan and present it to you, explaining the recommendations.
And help you actually put it into action.
Yes, implementation support is key. They don't just hand you a binder and disappear. And then, crucially, regular reviews.
Checking in periodically.
Yeah, maybe annually, semi-annually, quarterly, depending on the agreement. To track progress, discuss any life changes, make adjustments to the plan, that's where the local convenience can really shine, those face-to-face check-ins.
So it's really about building a long-term partnership.
Ideally, yes. They become a trusted guide, helping you navigate changes, providing objective advice, especially when markets get rocky or life throws curveballs, offers peace of mind.
The guide also hit on some FAQs, right? Like, do you need to be wealthy?
Yeah, and the answer is not necessarily. Don't assume you need millions. Many planners work with people at various stages, and many offer hourly or project-based fees for specific needs, not just managing huge portfolios.
So you could hire someone just to help with, say, creating a retirement projection.
Absolutely. Or figuring out college savings. Modular services are often available.
What about big firm versus small boutique firm? Does size matter?
The guide suggests focusing more on the individual planner's qualifications, their fee structure, and crucially, their fiduciary commitment, rather than the size of the company sign.
Good point. And red flags. Things to make you run the other way.
Definitely watch out for anyone guaranteeing high investment returns impossible. High-pressure sales tactics, lack of transparency about fees or how they get paid. If they can't clearly explain their strategy in plain English, if they lack credentials or have a sketchy regulatory record, basically trust your gut. If it feels off, it probably is.
Okay, so bringing these two penny nest guides together, they really connect, don't they?
They do. Mastering your own money management, the tracking, budgeting, saving we talked about first, that's incredibly empowering on its own.
Right.
But doing that work also helps you understand your situation well enough to know if and when bringing in an expert, like that carefully vetted local planner, might be the right next step to really accelerate building your nest.
So these guides kind of offer clear paths, whether you're going DIY or looking for professional support.
Exactly. They equip you either way. By applying these insights, you really can feel more confident and gain control over your financial path.
So, to sum up, we've walked through a really practical, step-by-step approach for managing your money, understanding your situation, budgeting, setting smart goals, prioritizing savings and investing, tackling debt smartly, automating things, and the importance of regular reviews.
And we've explored the whole process of finding, thoroughly evaluating, and then working with a local financial planner, really hammering home the importance of checking credentials, understanding fees, and confirming that all-important fiduciary duty.
Leaning on these penny nest guides gives you, well, a really powerful roadmap.
Helps build that security and intentionality with your money.
Okay, so here's a final thought for you, our listener, to chew on as we wrap up. Think about your own financial situation right now. Which specific step that we talked about today, whether it's from the money management side or the finding professional help side, which step feels like the biggest challenge, or maybe the most necessary next move for you? And considering that challenge, what feels like the most effective first action for you? Would it be tackling it solo, using the frameworks we discussed? Or would it be actively starting the research process to potentially find that trusted local support to help strengthen your unique financial nest?